Prince Harry is considering launching a new African charity following his dramatic exit from Centre Ballet earlier this year. Joining us for more on this is Dr. Carol Lieberman, psychiatrist and author. Dr. Carol Lieberman, thank you so much for your time. So Prince Harry and his co-founder quit their roles as patrons of Centre Ballet in March after their relationship with the charity's chair, Dr. Sophie Chandorka, broke down beyond repair. And we later heard that Dr. Chandorka claimed that she'd been subjected to bullying and harassment. And now we're hearing reports that Prince Harry is considering launching a new charity. What's your assessment of this? How's this really going to go for Prince Harry?
Well, I think this Dr. Chandoka is in the wrong, and that she either was too thin-skinned, that she misinterpreted things that were happening. There were a number of people who quit. It wasn't just about Harry, and perhaps she thought she would get some money to if she sued them or something. I don't know what her motive was, but I know that the charity is really important to him. He founded it in connection to, in deference and honor of his mother, and he really felt strongly he wanted to help these kids. So I think it's very unfortunate that Dr. Shandaka, decided to kind of make a mess of things.
Well, it's interesting. New polling has revealed which member of the royal family is the most popular in Britain, and Prince William has surpassed his wife, Princess Catherine, for the top spot. According to the YouGov poll, 74% of people have a positive opinion of the first in line to the throne, 71% have a positive view of Princess Catherine, 70% have a favourable view of Princess Anne, but it is a different story for Harry and Meghan and, of course, Prince Andrew. Only 28% have a positive opinion of Prince Harry and 20% say the same about Meghan. What do you put this down to?
Well, it's very interesting, that William and Kate are at the top, and Harry and Meghan are at the bottom. I mean, the only person worse that got a worse approval rate than Meghan was Prince Andrew,
Mm.
and we how he is not looked upon well. So it's what's so interesting though is that even when these polls come out, and I mean, for Megan, it's like, as long as you spell my name right, the saying, I don't care what you say about me, I want publicity, just as long as you spell my name right. So there are things every day. I mean, I read amongst other things, I read the Daily Mail every day, and there are tons of stories about her. And I'm not just in that paper, but and some of them are good, favorable towards her, and some of them are negative. And yet she does not seem to care. She has this smile, a frozen smile, that she keeps on regardless of what is happening. And quite frankly, between this poll and then you're probably going to want to talk about Netflix. I think that things aren't going very well for her, and that's not just my opinion, but in general. And yet she somehow manages to sort of hold her head high and pretend that she's not bothered by it.
Well, let's talk about that next Netflix deal rather. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have extended their Netflix partnership, signing a deal reportedly much less than their previous $100 million one, according to Page Six. So we've already had with Love, Meghan. What else can we expect from this?
Well, Netflix is in a very strange position. Actually, what they did, with this first look deal, a first look deal is where all that means, it doesn't mean that they are going to do anything, that they're going to put on any show where they would be paying Harry and Meghan money. I mean, they have promised to do with Love Meghan, or, also for Christmas, a Christmas special. But other than that, a first look deal just means that they have to show Netflix they have to show Netflix first any project that they want to do.
Mm.
So if Netflix wants to buy it, and do it, then fine. But if they don't, they can pass on it. So it's really nothing. I mean, there's really no money. I mean, they may have given the money. Sometimes you do get money for a first look deal, but it doesn't commit to actually producing anything with them other than the two, what I mentioned before for her. But So, and I basically, it is a way to save face for Netflix to save face. I mean, Netflix made a ton of money in the first project that they did. When they revealed all the secrets, the royal family secrets, they made a ton of money. There were a ton of viewers. It was one of the top, if not the top, show at Netflix. And so they sort of have this feeling that they don't want to let them go altogether. Like, in other words, if they would reveal some more secrets, they could have another top show.
Mm,
Of course, the royal family is concerned about that because spilling more secrets.
yeah,
So it's kind of, they're sort of on life support when it comes to Netflix.
well, they've spilled plenty of secrets. Who knows if there are any more to come? But I want to ask you about something Bill Maher has said. He said that the US presidential election showed that left-wing censorship is dead. Now, he was speaking with actress Drew Barrymore, and he was speaking about the truth and speaking freely, and he said that it's slightly less dangerous than it was 2 years ago because we did have a vibe change and because the Democrats lost so badly in 2024. Now, since Trump has returned to office, Bill Maher has been slamming the woke left. He correctly labelled Whoopi Goldberg stupid for saying being black was the same as being a woman in Iran. He blasted the lunatics going crazy over the Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ad. But what's your assessment about Bill Maher's comments here? Has there been this significant vibe shift since the election?
Well, I do think there has been a significant vibe shift, in that people are realizing that maybe they are on the wrong side. Maybe this isn't to say that wokeism has gone away completely by
Mm.
any means, but there is a change. And I think because people are beginning to see that Trump isn't all that bad, at least not as bad as, what they had said beforehand. He isn't Hitler, as the Democrats were trying to say
No, still
during the
saying.
well, yeah, some of them are still saying it. That's why I say it hasn't totally made a difference, but there is a vibe change. And, there's a kind of sense, like, I think he's perhaps thinking that well, he's been sort of in the middle. I mean, he's kind of varied his stances. It depends on the topic or the policy. But, but I think he's kind of realizing that it's not good to be totally on the left,
Mm.
so fully on the left, like the people on The View, for example. He talked, like, you said
Yes.
Whoopi Goldberg and the other people on The View, and that show, as another example of the vibe change. There is talk that that show might be canceled because it really became all. I mean, it was a fairly good show at the beginning, but it started to be all about bashing Trump. And that kind of got boring to some degree. It got really obnoxious at times. It was really on the edge and not in a good way. And so there's even talk, some people are thinking that they might get canceled.
Well, I think there's a lot of hope for that for sure. Dr. Carol Lieberman, we have to leave it there. Thank you so much for speaking to us and joining us here on Power Hour. Great to talk to you.
My pleasure.